Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the NFC and AFC South special. I am your co-host, Reggie.
I'm your co-host, Norwood. Our powers combined, we are your HBCU homeboys. We are here to talk to AFC South. Buckle up, have a seat. Let's get to it.
There's a joke there, but luckily for editing, y'all will never see it.
Exactly. How about that?
But we're going to start off. Y'all know what it is. By the time you're watching this, the AFC and NFC North video should be out. So make sure you guys go back and watch that, as well as go back and watch all of the college football previews. We previewed the SEC, the Big 10, the Big 12, ACC, and the HBCUs, the MEAC and SWAC, as well as the CAA for A&T and Hampton. And we're going to put out our picks for the SIAC and CIAA. We've been putting in work. Make sure y'all like that.
Thank y'all for supporting us. And let's get to it, brother. It's time for the AFC South.
Let's start out with the AFC South, brother. So the Texans are back-to-back division champs. Y'all know what it is. Got my notes right here now. The Texans are back-to-back division champs. I mean, Trevor Lawrence gets his third reset in Jacksonville. The Colts QB competition belongs in the dumpster. And the Titans are in full rebuild mode.
Reggie's unimpressive. Y'all haven't figured that out.
This is going to be a rough year for the AFC South, in my opinion. Outside of maybe Houston, and we can jump straight into Houston. But let me what do you think about the intro so far with the teams?
I'm hoping to see more competition than just teams being trash. I hope that these teams, you got the Titans, who have a new GM, second year under Brian Callahan. So you got a young coach there. You got Shane Steichen, who's in his second year with the Colts. And you got your boy, Liam Cohen, who's in his first year with the Jaguars. D'Amico Ryans is the elder statesman for this group. So everybody, and he's a young coach in all of this. So hopefully, I'm hoping that these teams hire guys who they think can actually make their team better.
Yeah, man. So let's start out with the Houston Texans. We might as well get into it, right? Because we still got to do the NFC South too, and I know we're gonna talk about the Falcons as y'all.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So,
you already know what it is.
Houston Texans back-to-back playoff appearances. They were pretty good. The defense is always going to be elite under D'Amico Ryans. I don't really see a chance when they're not good. They did add Christian Kirk last year, but he got hurt, and Nico Collins, as well as they're going to lose. They don't have Tank Dell this year, which, unfortunately for Houston, them losing their receivers is kind of par for the course at this point. I think Tank Dell, this is his second year. He broke his leg and hurt his knee.
Yeah, which is unfortunate because you want to see CJ with a full complement of players, but it's also just doesn't seem to be in the cards for him right now, which I think long-term will actually make him be a little bit better. And then once he actually gets a team full of healthy guys, he'll be a real killer. I have high expectations for him for the next, I say, 4 to 5 years.
I did and do. But here's the thing with the Texans. They traded away arguably their best lineman in Laramie Tunsil. CJ Stroud had 52 sacks last year. That's 3 sacks a game. That's not great. So unless y'all protect CJ Stroud, it doesn't matter who's healthy. And I think don't they got Joe Mixon? Joe Mixon's hurt. He's on the PUP for the first 4 weeks.
Yes. Mixon is out.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. You made a really good deal. You got Chubb. You got to hope that he's healthy. But if he's healthy, there's not a better replacement. I know what you're talking about. People have given mixed representations of what they've seen from Nick Chubb. I think that if he wasn't ready or 100%, I think that they would have been more active about going to get a replacement because the expectation is for them to win this. I do think that the Texans do what I tell everybody to do, which y'all hate. When you got an asset and he's gotten to his peak, you flip him for more assets. So, yes, you did get rid of Laramie Tunsil, but you got I think 4 or 5 draft picks for him over the next 2 years. So that's going to allow you where you found your receiver, you found your QB, you got Will Anderson, Stingley, Petre. You paid for all of these guys, which I think was the right decision.
Defense is crazy.
Right. Then you got to take one of those guys who can get you a bunch of draft picks, which they've done. So over the next few years, you can hopefully continue to draft well and identify guys and go into that position. They got plenty of draft picks.
Do they have the best secondary in the league?
One of them for sure.
Stingley,
on paper, one of them.
Fuller, Petrie, and Bullock.
Hey, yeah, they're in an elite group. I want to wait till I get through all of my deep dives before I make the comparison, because I try to, when we do these, I try to do a full breakdown, spend all the time when I can with each 2 conferences at the same time, so I can, each division, so I can really give it the time that it needs. As far as draft picks this year, Jaden Higgins, wide receiver, Iowa State, Aronte Ursery, offensive tackle from Minnesota, 2 in the second. Jalen Noel, wide receiver from Iowa State in the second round. Jalen Smith from USC, cornerback from USC. Running back Woody Marks from USC. Jalen Reed from Penn State. Florida boy Graham Mertz, who just probably never play at quarterback. Keontae Hamilton from Rutgers, and Luke Lachey from Iowa. They've done a pretty good job of getting extra receivers. They got another running back, and still threw another guy in that secondary. They've done a pretty good job. This is a balanced team with a coach that I think we all like and respect. We have a young quarterback who's, I think, stepping up to be one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL. And this is the team that I believe should lead this division.
Oh yeah, yeah. We go get to the rest of these teams. This is the only playoff team in the division. Houston with Stroud, Nico Collins, Christian Kirk. He's finally going to be able to play back into his natural position of the third receiver, if I'm not mistaken. And then rookie Jalen Noel, who's like a joystick. They should be able. They have to figure out how to throw the ball down the field. Remember, Tank Dell was the one that took the top off the defense. And Nico could kind of run his digs and run his posts, and it was 1-on-1, and he's 6'5", so you couldn't really stop him. But now you need Christian Kirk to take the top off the defense, and he got hurt last year. And Nick Chubb and Joe Mixon are supposed to be the balance act, but that's 2 hurt running backs make 1 healthy. That's a half and a half make a whole, hopefully.
For sure. So you got Nico Collins, Jaden Higgins penciled in, and Christian Kirk. That's your 1, 2, 3. And then Dalton Schultz at tight end.
He's good.
Then you got Chubb, Damian Pierce, and then, you hope to get Mixon back. And you got Ogunbowale. This team is solid. It don't have a ton of depth at the wide receiver position.
No, but they got size, though. He's 6'4".
Right. So, I mean,
second round from Eastern Kentucky.
You can't afford an injury right now. But outside of that, they are you just got to stay healthy. That's the biggest thing for them. Health is the live and die.
The L'Hopital, bro. The hospital is the main character again in the main villain in their character arc. They don't really have. I don't see anybody being a threat to them in this division.
I do see their threat. This schedule, maybe it ain't too bad though. They start out with the Rams, then they play the Bucks, Jacksonville, Tennessee, Baltimore,
2-2,
Seattle, which I think is tricky,
3-3.
San Francisco, which is tricky, Denver, which is tricky,
4-4,
Jacksonville, Tennessee, Buffalo,
6-5.
Indy, Kansas City,
7-5.
Arizona,
9-5.
Las Vegas, Chargers,
11-5.
Colts,
12-5. I see them 11-6, 12-5, 10-7 in that group. I gave them Kansas City. I don't know where they're playing, but that's a toss-up. If you look at it, Houston and Kansas City have played down to the wire a few times over the last couple of years. But I mean, 11-6 gets it done in this division. 10-7, 12-5. That's what I see for them, and I have them as the contender. I have them probably as the 3rd or 4th seed going into the playoffs. That's what I got.
Yeah, I got them at about 10 wins.
Not bad. That's not bad.
No,
That is not bad. The over under for win total,
especially
for them is
missing a whole receiver
and an unproven offensive line. So yeah, it is. It definitely is. So you have Houston as the division favorite. Now you have contenders. Who is a contender? Who is a team? Where do you want to go?
Oh, it ain't but one. But we already talked about it. It's the Texans. Everybody else is just trying to get to. They chasing the wild card. I want to be very. And they okay. Let's be real here. Jacksonville is chasing the wild card, and the reason that Jacksonville is chasing the wild card is because they have an expensive quarterback.
Okay. We'll jump right to Jacksonville. Over under 7.5 wins. They have a new coach in Liam Cohen. He was the offensive coordinator. Well, he was the quarterback's coach and then the offensive coordinator in Tampa Bay that helped revitalize Baker Mayfield's career. They brought in Travis Hunter, and I mean they were like, I don't know. They didn't really give up much. What did they give up for Travis? I know they traded with Cleveland. I know they gave up something.
Not enough, considering they went and got Mason Graham. They didn't even make the right pick.
Yeah. And then defense, they got Anthony Campanelli, who is from the Brian Flores, Vic Fangio tree, to be the defensive coordinator. So what does that mean? They are going to be a attacking, blitzing defense. For me, Jacksonville has always underachieved defensively. If you remember, they had, like 2 years ago, they had like all of those like 6'5" defensive ends.
The side boy.
Yeah.
And our boy, what's his name, who left Atlanta, and then we should have made him head coach. No,
Luakin.
No. Him. How did we let him? He led the NFL in tackles, and we let him go, and he's still been a world beater. He's just been on a bad team. We should have kept him.
I mean, he got the money.
I'm thinking about the defensive coordinator. What's his name?
For Jacksonville?
Yeah.
Right now?
No. What's his name? He was there 2 years ago. He left Atlanta, went to Jacksonville. The guy who I liked. Yes. Thank you. Woo. Yes.
What about?
I liked him a lot. He was great.
I don't know where he ended up. He might be back with the Saints.
He's somewhere else now. He got out of there.
Did he? Oh, he's not even. Oh, Buffalo. He's in Buffalo. So with Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence, this has to be at this point the final push.
No, it's not. Hold on. Pause, please, brother. I have been telling y'all about Trevor Lawrence since before he signed that contract. I told y'all time and time again, so I got blue in the face, boy, I sound like my parents, that he was not better than Daniel Jones. Don't give him any money. No way. Y'all gave him money, and he has never been good or brought y'all to anything of any type of accomplishment. He is just not it, never gonna be it. He just looks like it. And what does that do? That gets people fired.
Yeah, I think the good graces have worn out with Trevor Lawrence because he was surviving in the NFL off Urban Meyer being a terrible person, and then the owner being an awful owner, not really knowing what they're doing and trying to low-key relocate Jacksonville to London and all this other crap that's going on outside of football in Jacksonville. I think that got him to the new contract. Plus, he's shown flashes. Well, a flash. He had one flash.
What?
It was one light against the second half against
turn off the lights.
The second half against San Diego in the wild card where they came back from 30 down. And that's very fine. It's fine that they came back and won. It's also crazy that they were down 30 at halftime.
Right.
And he threw 3 interceptions. 3 interceptions in the first half. Adding Travis Hunter is cool.
No,
they better figure out what they're gonna do with him. I don't know if it'll sell tickets for him to play two-way, but y'all got to figure out how to maximize his talent because
Yeah, that means leave him at quarterback 1 alone. You doing all this other selling tickets is cool, and I know that's what that guy loves to do. I think his name is Khan, if I remember correctly, Khan to be clear, not Con, even though he may be, but he's not putting this team in a. You got rid of Christian Kirk, number 1, which you probably should have kept.
No, they overpaid him.
Right, but you still need something for your quarterback. You got Brian Thomas Jr., but I'm not sure if that's enough to get it done, in my personal opinion. And I think that trying to have Travis play wide receiver and cornerback, I don't like this team.
It would behoove them to use him as cornerback 1 and then allow him with some race car packages to come in and maybe line up next to Brian Thomas Jr. and put a lot of pressure on one side of the field. I think that's what they should do. But if you're going to let him play 120 plays, he's 180 pounds. And I know he did it in college, but I don't in the pros.
Children versus men. This is a whole different ball game here.
But we're going to see.
And he struggled last year, like staying completely healthy. He missed a couple games, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
So imagine what you're going to do against adults who are trying to knock your face off. I want to be very clear about that. Everybody wants to introduce Travis Hunter to the NFL on both sides of the ball. He might have one of the biggest targets on his back out of anybody.
Yeah. So they invested heavily in the offensive line. At this point, they're treating Trevor Lawrence like Trae Young. They are giving you as much as they can. They reinvested in the offensive line. That defense is still going to be decent because they got a good D-line and a good secondary. And they got Travis Hunter. They have
and Etienne.
4 running backs, 3.
But I heard they're going to move Etienne, and I was hearing that Carolina would be a great place for him to be, I think, and I think it would be.
Yeah, because they got Tank Bigsby.
Yep, Tank Bigsby.
They got somebody else too. They just got somebody else.
Bayshaw Tootin and LaQuint Allen Jr. Tootin is a rookie from
Virginia Tech, right?
Correct. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, they're okay. And I'm gonna run this draft class for you real quick. Travis Hunter, first round. Caleb Ransall, defensive back from Oregon State, round 3. Wyatt Millum, West Virginia offensive lineman. Bayshaw Tootin, who we just talked about at running back. Jack Kaiser, linebacker from Notre Dame. Jalen McLeod from Auburn. Raywan Lane from Navy. Jonah Monaheim from USC. And LaQuint Allen Jr., running back from Syracuse. This is a team that, they're trying to play for the wild card. I don't think they get it done. But I think at the end of this season, they have more questions than answers because you'd still probably a couple years away from getting out of that Trevor Lawrence contract. And I couldn't imagine that you could con anybody into trading him, into taking him. The schedule: Carolina, Cincinnati, Houston, San Francisco, Kansas City, Seattle, Los Angeles, Vegas Raiders.
Los Angeles?
The Rams, excuse me. Vegas Raiders, Texans, Los Angeles Chargers, Cardinals, Titans, Colts, Jets, Broncos, Colts, Titans. They might start out 1-7, my boy.
That don't sound like wild card to me. That sounds like I counted 5 wins and a couple.
Yeah, I was looking at the roster saying wild card, and let me be very clear. I don't think they're a wild card team. I think their expectation is to be a wild card team. Expectations and realities are not the same, and in this case, very much so. But I think they lose to Carolina. I think they beat Carolina. Then you lose to Cincy, Houston, Frisco, Kansas City, probably Seattle, and the Rams. And you got to hope Geno Smith don't cut your ass, because if he does, then it's the Texans and the
lottery.
And you don't have you. It's not like you can fire the coach. This is his first year. You can't find
Yeah,
a quarterback because it's too expensive. Unless you,
it's tight on y'all, Jackson. Duval, y'all gonna be sad.
Ooh, y'all.
I got them winning 5 wins. They'll be in the
Oh.
top. They'll be in. I'd say lottery. They'll be in the top 10 for picking next year. And I honestly don't know what else this team would need other than a new quarterback.
Well, you can't even get a new. You cannot get a new quarterback because his contract is so bad. You can't even get out of the Trevor Lawrence contract. It ain't. It's no. 5 years, $275 million.
25 million a year.
You can't get out of that contract till 2029. Oh, nasty work, boy.
55 million a year, dog. That's crazy. That's crazy. You paying Trevor Lawrence 55 million a year. See, that's what I'm talking about with privilege. This is what you call white privilege, bro. There's no way that he should have $255 million contract. That's stupidity. I'd have franchised him from here to Kingdom Come. He'd have been franchised last year, this year, and then cut. And it's all these quarterbacks coming out next year.
Yeah, I mean there are quarterbacks that are available. The potential out on this contract is 2029, or you take one of these, death pill. They make it now where these dead cap hits, you could probably get out. These the cap hits are so big that maybe you could try to eke out a year early. But the cap is still $47 million in 2028. You just will only have the dead cap of $7.5 million. But
there's nowhere for you to go except Pittsburgh.
Hell,
there's nowhere for him to go, and Pittsburgh would be stupid to take that trade.
No. You're not hearing me. They could go to hell on a Jet 2 holiday.
Jet 2 holiday. Yeah, I got them over under 7.5 wins. I got them a resounding under, bro. I got them at 5 wins.
And with that being said, we can go to another team that's looking like hell. The Indianapolis Colts. Ding, ding, ding. Let's talk, brother.
What you want to talk about?
This your segment. This your segment right here.
I told y'all he sucks. I told y'all that Anthony Richardson wasn't good. And I didn't say that he wasn't good because of talent. I just said he's only played, at the time, had only played 15 games in 4 years. That's insane. And then you make him the starter day one. See, the Indianapolis Colts are a picture of why you should not start a developmental quarterback. I don't care how much pressure is on you to be good. There's nobody I know that watches football like we watch football. Whoever watches football the way that we do thought that Anthony Richardson should have started day one. Not one person. And then you threw him out there with a subpar offensive line. You do have Quentin Nelson, but you threw him out there with a subpar offensive line, a bunch of possession receivers, and Jonathan Taylor, who you refused to pay.
He was hurt first, though. I think the first year he was hurt. Then you didn't want to pay him, and then you ended up paying him. But I will tell you what I do think. I think that he's the beginning of the need for the bridge quarterback. I think that a lot of times it's certain things that happen in college later end up influencing the NFL. NIL kind of taking over around that time and going from developing quarterbacks to just essentially what college does now is hiring free agents. You don't have guys that learn the system and stay in the system, because if you're not going to play, a lot of times kids go other places. That's the reason that I know, y'all be ready to jump down my back about being okay with Kirk Cousins. But I think now there is a value in having a transition quarterback who can take you from the time where you get your rookie quarterback to where you think he's actually ready to play football. And not only that, he can learn from a pro. That's what I think the benefit that Michael Penix was afforded to an even bigger degree, even though he's a different time period. the Patrick Mahomes of the world, the Aaron Rodgers. If you can sit for a little bit, learn the playbook, learn how to be a professional, and then play football, oh man, then you're infinitely better prepared for everything else. And the guys who kind of get thrown out there to the fire, it's tight these days. Because you're not developing in high school because you go play at 3 different high schools. You're not developing in college because you go play at 2 or 3 different places. And then it's like, hey, we expect you to be our quarterback for the next 10 years. Well, I ain't been anywhere for any amount of time.
The
Yeah.
AAU culture has hit football now.
Very much so.
So you got Daniel Jones, who has now been named your starter for now.
And he's not better than – that's the only part. I haven't seen Daniel Jones be better than Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, but Anthony Richardson is just it's a understanding of the offensive scheme. Like when he got hurt, he hurt his pinky, right?
Hurt
that
pinky,
play,
shoulder,
he had 2
leg,
people wide
hip.
open on a hot route from that blitz, and he just didn't see it.
Okay, I mean, but wait, do you think that Daniel Jones is going to see it? I've never seen him see anything ever. And you know what? These are 2 guys. The 2 starting quarterbacks who I don't know if I've ever seen be elite. Now, I will say Richardson had the flashes. Daniel Jones, to me, has never been a good quarterback a day in his life.
I think they're the same player. Daniel Jones had the flashes at Duke. That's how he got drafted. He got drafted the exact same
flashes
way.
At Duke and flashes at Florida, not the same flashes. We can agree there.
Those 2 are. He only I told y'all he couldn't hit the broadside of a barn at Florida. I told you that at Florida.
Daniel Jones, I don't know if he even had no flashes at Duke. He had David Cutcliffe. He's a white person that people like.
Okay. He still had flashes. He did enough to get drafted I believe he was more deserving of a top draft pick than Anthony Richardson. Easily.
I do think that I will say
they got Riley Leonard.
Anthony
Richardson tapped his helmet to come out the game. Like, it's just a lot of tangible stuff that keep messing up. That he keeps messing up. I don't know if it's. I'm sorry.
He's going to get another shot somewhere else, and I think that's fine. I also think that Shane Steichen will be gone at the end of the season. I think that. Yeah. Because I mean, maybe another year, but I don't. The Colts are not trending up now. The better thing is they have the potential to let the Titans pass them. The Titans could be better than them, not this year, but next year. And I mean, I'm not going to even rule out this year. This could get bad fast.
No, their defense is actually pretty good. DeForest Buckner is very consistent at D tackle. Been there for a while.
This team is solid though.
Latu has played. He actually came on at the end of the season last year. They traded for Shavarius Ward, so they have him at the left cornerback. And they have Cam Bynum at free safety with Nick Cross at strong safety. So they got Xavier Howard as a backup cornerback.
And Mekhi Blackman.
Their defense but their defense has always been okay. Like the past 5 years, the Colts have had a good defense. I will say their linebacker depth looks tough.
And I want to be clear, even their offense, you got Jonathan Taylor, who he's not been as good as he was, but still a very good running back. You got Josh Downs from UNC, who is a very solid wide receiver. You drafted the guy. I thought that Loveland, I thought that Warren from Penn State was going to be better than Loveland, who's in Chicago, but Tyler Warren has some high expectations of being a really good tight end too. It's really, really just contingent on, can you find a quarterback who can play at least decent to keep this team rolling? But it's not a bad team.
You got AD Mitchell too. Now AD Mitchell seems to have taken the second.
Oh, you know what the answer to this is? This is the team that should be trying to get Kirk. Kirk could carry this team. It's a perfect Kirk team. This is a Kirk sleeper.
Coast, dink and dunk.
Inside.
I mean,
right.
I'm looking at this depth chart. Who would you take for Kirk? Because you got to make that work. Because Kirk got that 30, 40, $50 million hit.
Oh, no. We would pay the total majority of that. I want a pick.
Oh, we'll get a pick in somebody else. You got to give us a player. I would probably say, you know me with the Falcons, and we'll get to him. I'm always gonna say, give us another cornerback. I think we need another cornerback.
You ain't even got to give up. I mean, you probably gonna give us Xavier. I mean, I would like to move Kirk, and I think that we will pay the majority of it. But even if we got a little bit of money back, we could go do another little razzle dazzle in there. So yeah, if you gave us a guy and a pick,
it don't matter. Give us a
right
tackle.
But this is a team. If I was Shane Steichen, I would be like, neither one of these guys are good enough, and Kirk is better than both of these guys today,
right now. And they say Kirk can move now because he's actually, it takes 2 years to heal from an Achilles.
I believe that too. I believe it. But yeah, this is the Kirk Cousins team. With that being said, let's run this draft first. Like I told y'all, number 1, Tyler Warren from Penn State, first round. JT Tuimoloau from Ohio State, defensive end. Cornerback Justin Wally from Minnesota. Offensive tackle Jalen Travis from Iowa State. Running back DJ Giddens from Kansas State. Quarterback Riley Leonard from Notre Dame. Defensive tackle Tim Smith from Alabama. And then linebacker Hunter Wohler from Wisconsin. This is a team that actually is kind of well built, just no quarterback play. And no quarterback play does not bode well for your team's success. We can look at his schedule real quick. Dolphins, Broncos, Titans, Rams, Raiders, Cardinals.
Hold up. Dolphins, Broncos, Titans. Dolphins win. Yeah.
Dice roll. Big dice roll. First
I'll give him that. I'm for argument's sake, anything that's a dice roll, I'm gonna give it to him.
Okay.
So dice roll. I'm gonna give
Dolphins,
that to the coach.
Broncos.
Loss.
Titans.
Win.
Rams.
Loss. Rams got the greatest schedule of all time.
Raiders. They lose that. They lose.
Dice roll.
Gino and Genty gonna get. Well, I don't know. Don't get me in line.
Well, because the Raiders about to lose their wide receiver, Tyquan Lewis. Keep going.
Cardinals.
Win.
Chargers.
Loss.
Titans.
Win.
No, they ain't gonna beat them twice. They gonna lose one of them games.
Okay. Well,
it's tough to beat the team twice.
So you got them under 7.5 wins, is what you saying?
Yeah, probably. Pittsburgh.
Just like the Big Ten. We don't know.
Right. Falcons.
Loss. They're gonna lose to us.
Chiefs.
Although they match up very well against us.
They do.
Defensively, they match up with almost everybody.
Right. Quarterback play should be the difference maker.
Golly, they just need a quarterback. Chiefs, they're gonna lose that game. Without a quarterback, all these games they're gonna lose.
Right. Texans, Jaguars, they probably win.
Y'all
Seattle.
I thought y'all was gonna scam Darnold this
Frisco, Jacksonville again. They probably get one of those, and then the Texans at the end of the season. Texans might not be. The big thing is Texas might already be locked in, and you might not be playing for much. That's what you can pray for in that last game.
So is this a playoff team?
Hell no. It's a way off team.
Yeah, they're deep. I think this is gonna be one of them teams where the defense is really good, and they're gonna be losing games like 13-10.
Who's better, Jaguars or the Titans?
Jaguars or the Titans? Or are we talking about the Colts?
Jaguars or the Colts? Excuse me.
Jaguars or the Colts? The Colts. Both have questionable quarterbacks. I think the Colts are a better put together team on defense, although the Jaguars are a good decent defensive team.
Right.
But I think the Colts edged them. I think the Colts are probably the second best team in this division.
Is Brian Thomas Jr. the best offensive player for both teams?
You think he's better than Jonathan Taylor?
Yeah, especially and at wide receiver is more valuable than running back. Yeah, I think so.
So who's the best defensive player on both teams?
Is it Zaire?
Zaire and Foye might be the same.
Yeah, it's a dogfall to me.
Yeah,
These
I
are
don't know.
actually two really.
This is actually a decent division. This is
That's
gonna
what
be
I.
great.
That's what I was hoping. When y'all listen to this and rewind, remember Chris said more than anything, I hope to see a lot of competition between these three teams, maybe. But yeah, you can't for sure. You see the good and the bad on all of these teams. Where if a couple good things happen to you, y'all could probably make it roll, or a couple bad things happen, you could be fired. Well, I don't think they're gonna fire Liam Cohen unless it just.
No. Jacksonville, they're gonna give him 2 years. You can't. You at that point, you gonna if you fire the coach again after a year, you're gonna have to pay Trevor Lawrence again.
Yeah,
Because you ain't
no,
giving him nothing
no,
to be consistent.
no. I don't think. I'm gonna tell y'all this, like I told y'all before. If you pay Trevor Lawrence, you're a fool. If you pay him 2 times, you're a damn fool. I can guarantee you that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, I
we
got
can,
them under 7.5 after looking at that. Whoever wins between them and Jacksonville will eclipse. They could eclipse 7.5 wins if they beat Jacksonville. This is gonna be an interesting division. I don't believe they'll make the playoffs though.
I'm not. I don't think that Tennessee's that far off away from these guys.
I just pulled up, and we can go to Tennessee next. I just pulled up the depth chart, and I was like,
right. They're not. They're probably gonna have better quarterback play than these two teams.
I think Tennessee was also a victim of injuries last year. Because I totally forgot they had Tony Pollard. You want to go to Tennessee? What you got for Indianapolis right now? What you got?
7-10. Hold on, let me make sure. Everybody 7-10. 7-10, 7-10. 8, 7-10. And then you got the Titans. They drafted Cam Ward, number 1.
Who looks like the number 1 quarterback.
Oladeji from UCLA, Kevin Winston, safety for Penn State.
He's good.
4th round, Shamir DK from Florida. I really like him. Tight end Gunnar Helm from Texas. Wide receiver Alec Imanyor from Stanford. A guard Jackson Slater from Sacramento State. And defensive lineman Marcus Harris from Auburn. And running back Kyle Mullings from Michigan. They got a new GM. They fired Rand Carthon, which I really don't like, after he did everything to get this team financially stable. This is year 2 for Brian Callahan. I think at this point, they're trying to keep the expectations relatively low. If you've seen any of their interviews, but I don't hate this team by any stretch of the imagination. I think that they got a lot of things that you can like. You know how I feel about Calvin Ridley. I don't think that Van Jefferson is still a legitimate, guy, but you do have Tyler Lockett. You got Peter Skoronski, who I think was a great pickup. And you got Cam Ward and Tony Pollard. It's not.
Skoronski. Who's Skoronski? Oh, the left guard. I think Cushenberry
from Northwestern.
Yeah, but so Van Jefferson should not be starting on this team. From what I've seen in the preseason, and it's not much, but from what I've seen, Cam Ward and Alec Ayamaner, the wide receiver out of Stanford, have a connection. And Alec Ayamaner's coming out party was against Colorado, where Travis Hunter, we had 200 plus receiving yards and like 13 catches.
You're right.
And he never stopped after that. It's just
Stanford. You're right. That's so the competition that everybody wants to see between them because they saw each other play last year. I know exactly what you're talking about.
And they were so bad that he got overshadowed. But Ayamaner is going to be a beast. And when y'all see him, and he's built like a taller version of Debo. He's like a running back. He's like 215 pounds.
They got him listed at 6'2", 200, but
no. Well, he might be 200, but I didn't know he was 6'2". I thought he was like 5'11", 6 feet. But I mean, he's a good route runner, and he's got speed. So you're right. This team isn't far off, especially with Tyler Lockett. But the defense has to stay healthy. Jeffrey Simmons got hurt last year. L'Jarius Sneed was gone. Anthony Orji.
Yeah, the
already
thing,
on IR. Xavier
this
Wood,
is
like they had so many injuries last year on defense that they really couldn't get out the starting blocks. If they can stay healthy, they are a problem on defense because they got them all. They also need to rush in. They need to rush in bad in that 3-4.
your boy Zadarius still available. But this team, they're kind of like the Orlando Magic to me. Like they may not be good this year, but you could look up in 2 or 3 years and be like, man, how did they get good like this fast? And their money is straight now. I think they got some draft picks. They got a solid offensive line. I think they got a quarterback who's going to be one of them. And
Yeah,
you
nice.
know,
Saw him against the Falcons.
as long
He be making throws. I'd be like, how did you even see that? Him and Michael Penix gonna be battling.
yes, I mean that's the other part. If you did not like black quarterbacks, you're gonna hate the NFL now, boy. That is all that there is.
What's the schedule look like?
So start out against Denver, you lose. Then you play the Rams, you lose again. Colts, toss up. Texans, you lose.
Loss.
Arizona, toss up. Raiders,
Loss.
you probably lose. Patriots,
Win.
They expect a lot out of Drake May this
They
year.
spent a lot of money though. They spent a lot of money.
Yeah.
That might be lost.
Colts, second time in Indy.
We'll
You probably lose that.
We'll split.
That's fair. Chargers
loss.
Texans loss. Seattle loss. Jacksonville win. Browns, you win. 49ers are trying to they could be make or break, but I think that the 49ers win, Kansas City wins. Then you finish the season against the Saints and the Jags. You should win those games. Not a terrible schedule. Their schedule actually helps them out a little bit. Jacksonville Saints, Jacksonville twice. Browns Saints. It could break either way, especially
so much in the defensive front seven in terms of linebackers. They lost Landry. That's why they ain't got no rush in. They lost Landry. That's who was supposed, and Woozier. Those were supposed to be the guys. Okay, this makes sense now. So they did rebuild the O-line. J.C. Latham is for real. Cushenberry is for real. Zietler is for real. They got Tajay Spears, who was good until everybody got hurt.
Right.
I think they'll be good. You're right. They'll be good 2026. Now, does that go with the timeline of L'Jarius Sneed? I don't know, because I believe he's going to be in almost 30. So, cool. But in terms of this division,
you know what you do with a guy like that?
Flip him.
What you need? Hey, draft picks. You trying to win? Hey, I'll send you back to KC if you're ready to go.
Yeah, get them draft picks.
Right.
So with the division, I got the Texans as the favorite. My sleeper I had as the Jaguars. I'm going to switch my sleeper to the Colts.
To the Titans. Oh.
To the Colts.
Yeah. The Texans, you have to win this. This is yours. This is yours to lose. Jacksonville, y'all need to win this because your quarterback is so expensive. And you paid a lot for Travis Hunter. So I'm going to take my strictly mental, emotionless pick and say Jacksonville has to be number 2. And then it's the Colts and the Titans. I think the Colts probably. I just don't know how much quarterback you can get out of Richardson or Daniel Jones. I don't think that you can say, hey, I need Daniel Jones to win me 7 games. I don't think you can do that.
If you go get Kirk Cousins, they probably become.
Oh, then you put issue
for the division at that point.
That's worst case scenario for the Texans.
Yeah. Kirk, man, I wish you wouldn't have said that because I'm gonna be thinking about that for like the next 2 days. Like, how can we get Kirk to Indianapolis? We don't got to see him no more. He back up there with his people. And then he also, hey, he MAGA now. And
I don't think that he's MAGA. I think he probably
he
might
took
just
the
be.
picture with, okay. You don't remember the
Oh,
picture
I
he
didn't
took
see
with
that.
Trump, had the hat on with his dad gear
Oh no,
this summer? Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. When it
Uh,
comes to Kirk Cousins, he's the last person I care about anything happening in the summertime, bro. Put your kids in the van.
yeah, that's true. So I mean, unless you got anything else, that's the AFC South we got, guys. Houston should run away with this division. My sleeper is the Colts. Norwood's sleeper is the Jaguars because
My
they
sleeper
have
is
to win.
sleep. No, it's not a sleeper. They're financially obligated. I don't want sleeper is somebody who you don't expect. They are financially obligated to try to win this because you spent big for Travis Hunter and you spent a lot of money on what's his name? Trevor Lawrence. And you spent a lot of money on Christian Kirk and that didn't work out. You spent a lot of money and things haven't went your way. Harsh reality.
Yeah, and how many times you gonna rebuild? Because if you don't do well this year, you got to do some with Etienne. You got to do some with Tank Bigsby. I think y'all just paid Trayvon Walker, if I'm not mistaken. Y'all might not have.
Everybody else is okay. Trevor Lawrence is the problem. But I don't care because I told y'all he was the problem and you didn't listen.
Oh, so yeah, they got to sign Trevor. Now, there's a trade target. Trayvon Walker, the number 1 pick, and Aiden Hutchinson was the number 2 pick. Trayvon Walker probably is going to get traded because they got to re-up on him, and you're going to have to re-up on a bunch of other players eventually. And if you can't get rid of Trevor Lawrence, so you're probably going to have to. If I'm the Falcons, Trayvon Walker at the weak side defensive end probably looks crazy as a 3-4.
We ain't got no first round pick to send him.
Oh, I wouldn't. First round pick wouldn't get sent if he on the trading block. Ain't nobody gonna. I like Trayvon, but ain't nobody gonna send him a first round pick for Trayvon. Nobody's gonna do that. And you got to sign him. You got to sign him. So, but ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the AFC South. We are going to take a quick break, and then we'll be right back with the NFC South. You see it. The Falcons, I'm going to let y'all know I already got my pick.
The best thing that you could do is as soon as this one ends, go right to the NFC South. Just let them play while you do your job. And thank you guys for rocking with us. Always remember, like, follow, subscribe. This is another Dial Team Media production. And with that being said, we'll see you soon.
Wait, hold on. So what you they do? Like, follow, subscribe. Thank you, my friend. Be here for it.